I'm getting blown now. I'm in my zone now.
Or your mindset, your personal development makes up the bigger picture, no matter good or bad, a combination, no matter how many tough times you have, it's making up the bigger picture. You may not be able to see it, but the more you go after that bigger picture and you start to form that bigger picture, the better off you'll be. You're dominating like that. That's how you want to take over. And it's not that you want to take over the world, you want to take over your life, take control of your life. And that's what domination should truly be about. Different areas that cause you to start to be selfish, things like that. No, you don't want to go into that aspect of it. It's more so to better yourself as a person. It's for your personal betterment, but in a healthy, safe way. And I'm always going to say in the healthy way, because selfishness is very unhealthy. That's very toxic. So that is not something you want to develop. That's not a trait you want. And other people don't like it either. It's not attractive in any way. It doesn't attract the right things. So constantly improve. We improve each and every day when we put our minds to doing so, or when we put action into doing so. So that's the only way to improve, is to practice, as they say, practice makes perfect. Whatever your feels are about that, you can get pretty close to perfection, in my book. I don't know, but that's just me. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, so always practice, and always try to learn other ways of being and other ways of succeeding, and just get out there and do something. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's like climbing the ladder of success. You have to constantly keep going up and up and up. And even if, let's say, your foot slips and you fall down a step, okay, still have that dominating spirit and say, all right, I'm going to put my foot right back up and I'm going to keep climbing right back up. I might have slipped. You could fall flat on your behind. It doesn't matter. Or your butt, however you want to say it. Okay, get back on the ladder and climb up again. It doesn't matter. Keep getting back on the ladder. Keep climbing. Just because you fall off doesn't mean that you can't get back on. And that's why, you notice with a lot of people in their careers and stuff like that, doesn't mean, like, if you're doing music or whatever the case may be, you're never too old to go after your dreams. If that were the case, so many people wouldn't be successful right now. So it never matters. Age does not play a factor in a lot of things. That's just what society tells you. You know what I'm saying? That's just a societal based theory. But it honestly has been proven time and time again that age has nothing to do with success. You can be as young as you want, you can be up in age. Who cares? It's about the mindset. It's about the energy. Energy is ageless. Energy is timeless, is boundless. So as long as you have energy, you can succeed. But the right kind of energy, the right amount of effort, the right amount of pressure to apply to life. That's what matters. It's not about how old you are. It's about what you do with your time. That's what matters. So I really want to rewrite that. I really wish people would get off that mindset. Oh, you're too old for this. Anybody can do something rushed. Rushed work is not good work. I promise you it's not, because you don't put a lot of thought into it. You don't put a lot of strategy behind it. You don't put a lot of energy behind it. You just do whatever you got to do just to get by. And that's not enough. That will never be enough. So when you take your time and you develop things carefully, you put your best foot forward. And that's what makes the difference. That's what separates you from those who never make it, because they're trying to get through as quick as they can rather than do the hard work, do the homework, go through the tough times, experience the beautiful moments, and develop themselves overall, being the best version of themselves. And that's what I'm after. So that's why I don't care about going through hard times and all that stuff. I'd rather life break me down so I can build back up over and over again, so I can be that person that I dream of, rather than just rushing through life and having like a temporary moment where I'm happy and then I'm depressed for the rest of my life. Like, no, I want absolute happiness in all forms. You know what I mean? I want to know to the fullest extent of what happiness truly means, and that requires you to dominate. So that's the only way you're going to get there. Submitting is not going to get you there. So you're going to have to develop things like a morning ritual. I always say, like, how you set the tone in the morning is going to determine a lot throughout the day up until the nighttime. So that's why it's important to focus on getting through each day, because each day matters. Every hour matters, every minute matters, every second matters. So you want to take advantage of time because it matters. That's how you dominate. You make every second meaningful, every hour, every minute, whatever, every day, every week, every month, every year should be meaningful. So choose how you're going to run your day. When you wake up, you make that choice. You demand of yourself to be great in terms of your emotional state. You demand that you're going to be in good emotional standing today, you know what I mean, or tomorrow, however you want to look at it. I understand that there are many factors that play against that, of course, because it's the world. The world never stops being the world. Life never stops, no matter how happy we want to be or how successful we want to be. Of course, you're going to have factors that are going to try to dominate you. That's called resistance. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to find that everywhere you go. Always going to encounter resistance somewhere. It's inevitable. But at the same time, dominating doesn't even allow you to acknowledge that resistance as much. Like, you might, acknowledge it to a certain extent, but it's not going to ruin your day. You're going to say, okay, that's what that is. All right, I can still overrule that. That's no problem. And you just go on about yourself, with yourself, excuse me, and you just do what you got to do. You demand respect of yourself and confidence of yourself, and you demand productivity, and you don't believe in conditions. A lot of people live their lives based on condition. And a lot of friendships are like that. If you don't do what people want you to do, they throw you away. That's going to break outside of that box. No, I'm not going to allow you to label me. And even if you do label me, that's your label. That's not mine. I'm not going to apply that to my life or my personality because it doesn't resonate. And it's that simple. And that's domination. So don't take that, because you don't have to. And the only way to really do that is to know who you are, have a sense of identity. You know what I mean? Ask yourself, who am I? And truly think about that. Don't just rush and answer the question. If somebody asks you today, who are you? What are you going to say to them? And that's what truly matters. Who are you? And redefine who you want to be. If you don't feel like you're the person you want to be, define that. Keep going no matter what happens, no matter who gives up on you, no matter who leaves you. None of that. You still dominate with or without these people, or with or without these factors, whatever the case may be, because you're going to be you regardless of them or whatever happens to you. You know what I mean? You're still going to be you. That does not make or break your situation. That does not make or break your character unless you allow it to. You know what I mean? So you can't allow these people to condition you. You can't allow the world to condition you, because you're more than that. God created you for a reason. God created you as a strong being. So show him what you're made of. Show him how amazing you are and how blessed you feel by what he's giving you. You know what I mean? And he's giving you chances each and every day to prove to him that you're here to do something. So do something. Like, who cares if it's right or wrong? Just try yourself. I'm more than this. I know better than this. I'm going to do better than this. And this is not me. And I don't care what they're saying. It doesn't apply. And keep going with your life. Visualize your ultimate self. And your ultimate self does not tolerate nonsense. You know what I mean? Because that's what that is. It's not you. So why are you living like that? You don't have to live under those conditions. That's a choice. Everything in life is a choice. And the minute you realize that every choice matters, that's how you're going to dominate. So that's why I say be calculated. Don't be random. Be calculated. Be skilled at what you do. Develop skills, and keep learning, keep advancing each and every day. That's the only way we're going to make it, is to further ourselves. Stop sitting around and hoping and wishing and pondering. It's enough of that. You know what I mean? That doesn't do anything. It's great to have plans, but if you never put those plans into effect, why are you developing them in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, if you sit down and you write strategies and you have plans for the week or whatever, and you never do not one single plan, what was the point of making the plan in the first place? That's how it is with life. If you have dreams and goals and you never go after them, are you really living life? No, you're not living life. You're wasting time. you know, and I don't want to waste any more time. I don't know about you all. I'm tired of wasting time. So I'm not going to waste any of my time. I never have, I never will. So I just wish everyone would apply the same thing. Establish a purpose if you don't have one. Understand your purpose when you do develop one. You know what I mean? And go forward into that purpose. Everybody doesn't have the same purpose for living. You know what I mean? Like I said, God created us differently. That's why we all look different. Even if you have a twin, you're still not 100% the same person. You're always going to be different in some way. You know, so live your purpose. Don't live everybody else's purpose. You know, that's not your point of being here. You know, so have a vision, go after it, and take care of your emotional well-being as much as you can. So I'm gonna leave you with this poem and then the quote, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll out of here. So life comes with obstacles, obstacles that must be pursued. No matter how rough the obstacle, no matter how long and how tough the walk, you will succeed by trying your best. Failure does not exist if you try. Taking one day at a time, you cannot change the past. The best is yet to come. The present is now. Focus and work on the present. Success will follow in the future. Opportunity does not knock, it presents itself when you beat down the door.
I'm walking on